Hello, today I'm going to talk to you about what it's like to be a member of the crew at a Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within event. As you can see, I'm proudly wearing my crew t-shirt. I've now crewed at Unleash the Power Within 2 times, both in the UK, and in fact the Unleash the Power Within event that I attended was also in the UK. That was in 2017, I crewed in 2018 and I crewed in 2019. So, what is it like to be a member of the crew? Here's the lowdown. First, please can I ask you, if you like my videos, to subscribe down below. Click the bell so you get notified whenever I bring out a new video. And also, if you like this video, give it a like or put some comments if you do or don't to let me know what kind of things you'd like me to make videos about in the future, whether that's Tony Robbins, personal development, how to make money from book publishing. Just let me know down below. Right, on with the video. So first off, the process to become a crew member begins way before the event itself. As you can imagine, there's an application process to go through to be able to become a crew member. Now I think the way that I first went about it was having a look at the Tony Robbins website, looking for the crew section, and I think certainly for the UK that will guide you to a different website because the UK events are run by a slightly different company called Success Resources, and I think either on their website I filled in a form, I can't quite remember, or if not I certainly joined a Facebook group anyway for Success Resources. And you then get notifications when they open the applications for the next year's event. You're applying about 4 to 5 months before the event itself. When you come to apply, I think there's a form for you to fill in. It asks you questions. So one prerequisite for being a crew member is that you absolutely must have attended an Unleash the Power Within event as a participant first. You cannot crew if you haven't done that. So that's the main prerequisite. The other things, I vaguely remember they asked questions such as, have you got any leadership experience? Now, I'm not sure how much weight they put on that question, but if you do have anything, it doesn't have to be that you're in a leadership role at work, but if you've got experience of any sort, then it's worth popping that in there. I think that they do generally look for people who can be self-managing, self-leading, and who can be proactive at the event. But obviously the other key thing is that they're looking for people who are ready and willing and want to serve and give back. And that leads me on to another point about being a crew member for Unleash the Power Within, or in fact any of Tony's events. It's not paid, and you don't get your expenses paid either. So if you want to go and crew at an event, you need to be able to get yourself to the event. You need to be able to put yourself up at the event if it's not near where you currently live. So you probably need to book a hotel, and you're going to be volunteering your time at the event. And you are basically serving the participants for that year to help change their lives, just like your life was changed when you went to Unleash the Power Within. And it's such a powerful, moving experience to be a member of the crew and to feel what it's like to give back to those people and to see them come in on day one kind of timid, kind of anxious, in some cases kind of antsy, and then by the day 4 for them to be coming up and thanking you and giving you a hug or a high five, and just seeing the complete transformation that the participants have gone through. So I'd highly recommend it as an amazing way to give back and to serve and to contribute. Of course, if you know about the Tony Robbins 6 needs, the 6th one is contribution. And this is a wonderful way to give back and to experience contribution. At some point you will hopefully get an email land that says, congratulations, you've been successful in applying to be a crew member. After you've had that email, it's going to go quiet for a little while. I think generally the majority of the main communications about being a crew member doesn't tend to come out until the couple, maybe 2 to 3 weeks before the event itself, at which point you're going to find that you get sent a few emails, one of which will be called your crew passport. And all that means really is it's an email that's got an attachment in it that's packed full of all of the information that you need to know about what to bring with you, what to expect, where you might want to look to get accommodation if you haven't got it, a Facebook group that you can and should join, and just any prerequisites that you need to do before you actually come along as a crew member to the event. The other key thing before you go is that there's going to be 2 calls that you can join. One was 1 week before the event, the other was 2 weeks before the event. So the head of crew is going to hold this call. He's going to bring in other people who work at all of Tony's Unleash the Power Within events, and they're going to tell you about things like roles that are available, more about what opportunities you're going to have to serve at the event. For example, for the firewalk, everyone, all the crew members are very much involved in the lead up to the firewalk, and in the firewalk itself, in serving all of the participants to make sure that they have the best firewalk ever. And if you've never been as a crew member, you probably won't know this if you've only been as a participant, but there are lots of people around you during the firewalk helping you through it. Lots of different roles. So you're going to learn all about those. You're going to learn about the dancers who come on stage and about opportunities to be able to take part as a dancer on stage. There are auditions that are held for that. And then actually the main event itself, there's discussion about what roles there are that need to be fulfilled at that. So that's all pre-event. So crew members need to go for 1 extra day to the actual event itself. So Unleash the Power Within is 4 days. Crew members need to be there for 5 full days. You're going to get there 1 day before the event starts, and you're going to have some crew training. You're going to register. You're going to receive your lovely t-shirt, and you're going to receive a wristband and a lanyard to wear in most cases if they do it the same as they have the 2 years that I've crewed. Once you've been through registration, then they're going to have a bit of partying, a bit of dancing to sort of get you in peak state. And they're going to start talking to you about roles again and the firewalk and just general preparation ahead of the event starting. So the other thing that they do on that first day is that they're going to start working out the fire team. So for example, at Unleash the Power Within this year, there were 36 fire lanes, and each one of those fire lanes needed to have a team of people assigned to it to ensure that participants could safely cross. There's a minimum of 8 people per fire lane that are needed in different positions, and they're going to pick who does which of those positions on that first day, and you're going to start doing some training for how to operate the lane. So that's day 1, and near the end of day 1 the initial participant registration opens. So many people are going to go to the registration hall to help with the registration. If you've attended yourself, you'll know that at some point before you go into the venue, you're going to go and check in with your information and get a wristband and your booklet. So the crew members help on the other side of the desk to register you and help with any problems or questions that participants might have. So that's the first day, and then the next day, obviously, the event is starting and the excitement and anticipation levels are rising. We did have a crew meeting first thing in the morning. So there's a crew room at the venue where crew can base themselves, they can leave bags and jackets and things like that, but it's not secured, so their recommendation is that you don't leave anything that's mega valuable or that you wouldn't want to lose, just because it's not secure. It's not saying that things have ever been stolen, but it's just better to be safe than sorry. And this year in the crew room, a nice addition was they provided tea and coffee throughout the event for the crew. The year before, I remember there was just water coolers, so it was really nice to be able to go and get a hot drink in the crew room whenever you're on a break. So yeah, we started off there. I think we might even have had some breakfast that day. We had a crew meeting, and then we were off to our respective jobs. So I was on registration, so I went back to the registration hall. I was actually on customer services in registration, so we were helping for people who couldn't check in normally because maybe there was a slight glitch with their ticket, and helping them, which was actually quite a lot of fun. Then other people went off to crew in the main hall so that they were ready when the doors open for participants to come in and welcome them to their seats and get them in, help start getting them into the right state for the event to start. After registration had closed, which I think closes about 12, I think the dancers tend to come on stage around about 11 o'clock. It varies from year to year. It's on Tony time, as we always like to say to people. For the rest of that day, if you've been assigned to a fire lane, you're going to be called out at certain points to go off and do practicing and training, but you're also going to go to whatever your main position is. My position was on the future sales stand, which is just outside the main room, and I was helping to tell people about other events that Tony does to help them understand what options there are in terms of, there was some event specials, and getting people booked up on those, which was absolutely fantastic position to be in. I really loved it. I'm not a salesperson in any way, shape or form, but it's not like doing sales. When you're passionate about something, and when you know that the thing that you're selling to people, introducing them to, is amazing and life-changing, it's actually quite easy. Day one, everyone comes, the event starts, you're in your positions. If you're helping on a fire lane, you're going to be training to do that. If you're not helping on a fire lane, there's another team you will actually go and get training as part of that team, and they're the crew members who take the participants from the main room and make sure that they stay in peak state all the way as they walk out and down to the car park, and make sure that they get there safely, and also help guide them after they've been on the fire lane so that they can go off safely and not crowd the end of the fire lanes too much. So then obviously there is the fire walk itself. All the crew members are going to get into their positions for that. And what's absolutely fantastic is that when all of the participants have done their fire walk, there's an opportunity for crew to do the fire walk again. So I am so thrilled to say that I've now walked on hot coals 3 times. I did it when I was a participant, and then the 2 times that I've been accrued, I've done it again, because I just think, why wouldn't you? Why not prove that to yourself again and again, that it's possible and that you can still have that breakthrough. Then into the next day and the future days, actually you're going to be in your main position working wherever you've been assigned. So at various points throughout those 3 days, there'll be sessions and meetings that are going on in the crew room for you to go and learn special content that's often sort of given to the crew. There's exercises that are done with the crew, like visualization exercises and gratitude. There's plenty of time that's spent in the crew room as well as in your positions. One of the things that I really love about being a crew member is that you are expected to be your own leader. You're a self-leader, and you're expected to look after yourself. It's very easy at these events to just work and give and run yourself into the ground by not having enough to drink, by not taking breaks, by not eating or eating the right foods. So they do stress at the very beginning, take care of you. Take care of you first so that you can then go and serve other people. So what that really means is that you can pretty much manage your own time. Be sensible about it. At certain times, especially when the main room is on a break, then you're expected to be there helping at the stands if they're busy, helping in the main room if there's flyers to put out or things to be done. But around those times, coordinating with your area leader you can kind of self-manage and decide, okay, you know what, I really need to take a break right now, so I'm going to go off and I'm going to go and get myself some lunch. And it's great. It's great to sort of feel empowered and that you're really living some of the values that Tony teaches. You know, I'm a leader. I self-lead, I self-manage. Another thing to mention is that certainly at the London event you get meal vouchers. I think this year just gone we got vouchers to use in the Excel Centre, which was for the value of £20 a day, which I thought was quite generous actually. That easily covered all the food that I needed for each day. So you get given, you go and collect your vouchers each morning and then you can go and use them in any of the concessions at the centre. I don't know how that will be in Birmingham, and I certainly don't know how it works at Unleash the Power Withins around the world in other countries, but I do think that they tend to give out meal vouchers of some sort to be used. On the third day, the Dickens process, there is some crew training that is normally given so that you can learn how best to serve as a crew member when all of the participants are going through the Dickens process. There are many crew who go to serve, and we will be given these lovely black t-shirts to wear. There are also other members there who have started going through some of Tony's leadership programs. And not only have they been to all of Tony's main events, but they've been then through his leadership program, and they can then apply to be a senior leader. And they wear slightly different things. If you ever go to the event and see the people in the orange t-shirts, they're the senior leaders. And eventually, over much time and many events served, they may have the opportunity to become one of Tony Robbins' trainers, who are like the next level up again. So during the Dickens process, the trainers and the senior leaders have had specialist training to know exactly what to do if any participants show signs of distress and how to help them, or if they run out of the room. As a crew member, you don't get involved with any of the participants, but you're there to serve, observe, see if there's anyone who looks like they may have a problem, and make sure that a senior leader or a trainer is aware if that happens so that they can help with their specialist training. So that's the Dickens process. Another thing that I've loved about the last couple of years is that Master Co comes along to speak on the fourth day, but both years he's come and given a special session to the crew, which is absolutely fantastic and so special to have him come in. He wants to help, and he wants to give the crew exercises to show how you can protect your energy at certain points throughout the event. For example, during the Dickens process, he gives you exercises to protect yourself and protect your energy, and he teaches you exercises that you can do every day to live your best life. So yeah, I love the fact that Master Co comes in and does that. The Must team also normally come in and do some training. And another role that some people may get involved with is what they call the iPad team. Now the iPad team learn how to use iPads that have a special app on so that they can take payments for future event sales. And I've got some t-shirts here to show you. So if you get put on the iPad team, you get to wear one of these delightful lime green t-shirts. I guess that's so that everyone can see that you're a person who can take payments. And on the back it's got Step Up Now. So the first year that I went as a crew member, I was on the iPad team, and I got this t-shirt, and so it's quite a nice memento to keep afterwards. The other thing I thought that I'd show you is the two crew t-shirts I've had from the 2 years, because I think they put different kind of slogans on the back of the t-shirts. So in 2018, this was my crew t-shirt, and on the back it says, "Our work changes lives." Hopefully you can see that. And then this year, the crew t-shirt said, "We create breakthroughs." So these are really nice kind of mementos to get as well as a crew member. Well, I think I've pretty much shared everything that I can think of about what it's like other than just to reiterate how tremendous an experience it is to serve on the crew at Tony Robbins events. I mean, I've only served at Unleash the Power Within because I haven't been to any of his Mastery University or Business Mastery events yet, therefore I cannot crew at them, because you have to have been to the event as a participant first before you can crew. But for the Unleash the Power Within events that I have served at, it has been almost an even better experience than the actual event itself when I went as a participant. I've learnt how to put into practice things that I learnt from the original event. I've learnt how to serve not only the participants at the event but the other crew members. I've made so many friends and connections. I've learnt things that I would never have known, and I felt a camaraderie and a bonding with the other crew members that it's really hard to experience elsewhere. So all I can say really is, if you're thinking of being a crew member, or if indeed you've signed up and you've been accepted to be a crew member, do it. And I know that you're going to love it. It's going to be exhausting. It's like the event itself. You're not going to get much sleep. There's going to be times when you're really confused and you don't know what's happening. It doesn't matter. Honestly, believe me, it will all work out. As they say, you're gonna be where you're meant to be when you're meant to be there. It will just happen. And the other thing that they always say is, obviously as a crew member, you're not going to be in the main event room at all times. Maybe not much at all, depending on your role. It doesn't matter. There will be times when you will be in the room. And I love the fact that they say you're going to be in the room when you're supposed to be in the room. And by that they mean you've already been to the event, you've seen all of the content, you know what it's like, but you're going to be in the room and hear things that are meant to be, you're meant to hear them again at that event, and it's going to teach you a new lesson, or it's going to remind you of something that maybe you've forgotten from before, or that is now more relevant to you. And there's something about that really resonates with me. So when I go now as a crew member, on the occasions when I do get to be in the room, I'm taking it in so much more and appreciating it, and really thinking, oh, this how does this apply to my life right now? Because I know that they're the moments, they're the times that I'm supposed to be in the room. That's the snippets of knowledge that I'm supposed to be getting and learning. Well, I really hope that you've enjoyed this video all about what it's like to crew at Unleash the Power Within. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow it. I'd love to do loads more Tony content, more personal development, content on how to make money from things like book publishing and blogging and YouTube. So comment down below if there's anything particular that you'd like to see from me. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.